Yeah, had to go angry.
She is angry. She looks like someone stepped in dog shit and walked through her house. Ah, you just walk in here like that?
She was full of hate.
Yeah. No, she came with admiration too. She came with, "You were my hero. I loved you so much, and you inspired me to be who I am. But the only way to become the future is to kill the past."
You
I
know,
was like,
Becky doesn't sound like that.
I know. I made her sound like she's a 40-year-old Irish woman, I think.
40, I think you're going nearly close to 60.
Yeah, so
A little old Irish lady.
a little old Irish lady. And now that's turned into Lucky Charms. Yeah, but it was like, you know what? I enjoyed the contrast of this of like it was like someone looking into their future. Like
Yeah.
minus the tattoos and stuff.
Well, it's like a clear de-evolution, isn't it? It's Lita,
Yeah.
Becky Lynch, possibly Gigi Dolan.
I know, right? The battle of the red, orange hair women. Like
yeah, Gigi starts as like your starter Pokemon, which evolves into, I guess, Becky. And then I would say you have to use an evolution stone to get Lita because you don't necessarily because having Becky's pretty good.
Yeah. It's like getting the Charmander instead of Charizard. Like, oh, I love my Charmander. Charizard though is pretty dope. So that's where we're at with them. Like that's where we're gonna go. This feud reminds me of Jericho and Shawn Michaels, circa whatever WrestleMania that was in Seattle.
Did it? I would say it's more their feud leading into SummerSlam, and it was a SummerSlam of Jericho. That was his best work for me.
Yeah, when he was who was he feuding with then? It was
Shawn Michaels, but he was suit Jericho.
Oh yeah. They were both good. I like the one he's his hero, and then like at the end of the match he kicks him in the nuts.
Yeah. And then Shawn falls slowly down his body.
Yeah, it's like, you got me.
How about that tracksuit though?
Yeah. Seth just dealt me some drugs and walked away. Go around back. I got the drugs. Go around back.
Got his Gucci tracksuit looking fire.
And you know he's the first one to snitch in the police when they arrest him. I know everything. I don't know nothing. There's like one line. I know everything. All right, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I'll tell you everything.
And we'll be back right after this.
You're just gonna pause over Randy Orton and his big lips. Right there.
I mean, do you want to go into further detail about Randy's big lips?
What's going on? If I tell somebody that was Randy Orton, he looked like he got like detached by it. His head got smaller. Like everything looks weird.
But his lips stayed the same.
His lips stayed the same size. He looked like one of the fish from SpongeBob. Like he's all fucked up.
He looks like Squidward's house. The lips of Squidward's house.
He looks like he just lost a boxing match and he's in a press conference talking. Oh, I thought I wanted to fight. Yeah, you fucked up though.
It's the game over screen of Street Fighter. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Shotzi Blackheart, the ballsy badass, and you are watching the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. Remember to like the video and subscribe.
Hey! Oh! Check out the Marcus and Manny show.
I hate you both right now. You guys are ridiculous.
Welcome everyone to a special edition, a Tuesday edition. It ain't Two-Pay Tuesday, but we're the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I'm Lord Manny Hayes, and he is
Marcus, the grand finale.
Tell him over here, Marcus.
We are here because it's to be determined Tuesday. We have no idea what's going on with my schedule. Currently, someone made a mistake in my department. I'm going to point at me.
Someone, you mean him, and negligence.
Negligence. I abandoned my boy.
My badge, my beautiful badge.
And I lost my badge, so I can't work right now. Kinda, really. I don't know what my situation is right now, but just say a lot of tears shed. This is the first time in my life I've lost my badge. In like 15 years of doing this, Manny, 14, 15, whatever, I've never lost this badge. And I've known people who lost it all through like 8 times or something. Never lost it. Cherished it. Never forgot it.
In my head, I keep thinking that at some point you just had to give in your badge and your gun. You police captain. God damn it, give me a gun and your badge. You're suspended.
I always wanted to do that. I always wanted to be suspended like that. And I want someone to play some music in the background, very patriotic music, and a American flag going on. Damn it, finale. You destroy half the city block. I need your badge and your gun. Play the music. Me unload my gun, handing it to him, and then hitting something on the table. You know, this is bullshit, Captain. This is bullshit. And then continue to solve the case off the clock. No pay whatsoever.
Illegally, too.
Yeah, only for all my evidence to be thrown out the next day later because I was not on duty. The lawyer's gonna eat that shit up. Like, who did what? He has no warrant. He was off duty. He killed 3 of my friends. We're suing the entire police department and the city. Boom. Charges dropped. Largest drug lord rounds off. And I am probably going to jail.
And I imagine in this movie, Marcus, this suspended cop, doing sidesteps in the dark to evade being caught. And then whenever he sees one of his colleagues,
Yeah. What are you doing here? Jesus, you're working off the clock? That's not even sitting about the coworker to say. You were suspended, were you? And you're still working? I need to solve this case. Man, you a damn fool. You better go home and take that paid suspension money that you get anyway as a cop. You're right. End credits.
Damn it, finale! I told you to stay away from the from the station. How many times was I tell you to stay away from the station?
I'm a cop. I'm real police. Okay, I have to solve the crime.
I got the only one on the case.
Me and Ryan, realistically, Manny, we're talking about this last night while we were watching Raw, and we were talking about movies. You know, and I was telling him that, you know, it'd be great if I could just watch a movie, but not really watch the movie. I want to see the day after that movie. That's it. Just a normal ass day of what was going on. Like,
kind of like the Ben Affleck Batman, where it was like after the Superman of the bullshit Superman did.
Yeah. It's like, Jesus, this is a fucked up day. Like the day after, like we were talking about like the Fast and Furious. There's raining cars in the city of Paris and shit, right? Imagine the cleanup crew was like, "Hey man, I can't come into work today. There's fucking raining cars in my neighborhood. I'm trying to explain to you this. I can't explain what happened, but my car was wrecked because a million cars fell out the sky and there was a truck going through the city and I don't know. And what you just see it on the news? It was me. I was there. That was my neighborhood. Fucked up.
I can't make it to work today. Why? I'm in space with Tyrese.
Yeah, like, or even movies like The Fugitive. Like, I was like, well, imagine the next day after that, you know, Richard Kimball's finally been arrested after, you know, his friend is dead who did the murder. And like, explain that to the press about what's going on here and how we still putting Richard Kimball in jail because he escaped from prison and he was still considered guilty. None of the evidence he has calculated is actually concrete. So the one-armed man shared his theory. He's still going to jail. He's still going to jail.
Yeah, I've always had a dream to make a movie with a character called McNugget and his partner Bubbles.
Manny acid trip movie. Hey, McNuggets. Is he a cop?
Yeah.
Damn it, McNuggets.
Damn it, McNugget!
He let the hamburger get away.
And Bubbles! I'm tired of you, Bubbles.
I'm sure Bubbles smoked a pipe. I don't know why he smokes a bubble-filled pipe.
I had a very long day when I used to work in a store. It very long some days. Sometimes you have to make things up to pass your amusement.
I know. I felt this in the midst. Imagine, doing children's learning game testing that, and trying to get through all those children learning games, and doing the same thing over and over. You come up with storylines that involve, just nonsense. Your own story. You go to your own place. No drugs required, apparently.
All right. So, you ready to get into the show?
Let's go. 10 minutes have passed. Let's get into the Raw.
Okay, so Raw kicks off with the Quiz Bowl.
Ooh.
And I'm not going to lie, this was done surprisingly well.
Yes.
I could have thought, I could have sworn they could have really done this poorly. They could have easily done this poorly, but it was done really well. And Chad Gable, a shoosh.
A shoosh. Don't boo education.
Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't believe I should have believed into the 4 people involved. Chad Gable, great, hilarious. Riddle, great. Orton is a great straight man. Otis, who is not only an intellectual and straight man, was also a comedy relief as well. I just thought it was really well done. I was like, oh, this is good. This is good.
So Levi in the chat said, I thought Tuesday was done. We've explained that at the beginning of the show.
This is random.
This is just a temporary fix, because there may not be a Thursday show this week.
We don't know what's going on.
He said, I thought Raw wasn't on last night. The Olympics was on USA. They were advertising all over the place that it was on Sci-Fi, but I don't think as many people knew. And then I'm sure someone will say, oh, the Raw ratings were down. There were like 200 people watched it yesterday.
No, Manny, here we go. This Wednesday, and a reason the surprise is coming this Wednesday. AEW is going to beat Monday Night Raw in viewers and demographic this week, and you're going to hear about how great they are this Thursday, and how they beat WWE's flagship program, Monday Night Raw, and then how no one has beat Monday Night Raw in the ratings in wrestling in this many years, and all that. I guarantee you this Thursday you're going to hear all that. Guarantee.
We learned that Riddle isn't the only one that bakes.
Hey.
As Randy knows the metrics. As Randy knows the metric conversion of an ounce. 28 grams in 1 ounce.
Yep. The entire Colorado got that. And since it is a legalized marijuana state, they probably were happy about that as well.
And then we get the Street Profits coming out and provoking the Alpha Academy into a match.
Yes.
A really good match at that.
It did, and you kind of want more of this. These are 2 legit tag teams in WWE. Shocking, not just makeshift. And they had a solid match, which Ford does now 2 of my favorite wrestling moves. And I'm telling you, this guy is the next. He's going to be a star. Damn it! Don't let this fall apart, Vince. Let him
run a Superman dive out to the outside.
Superman dive is amazing, and of course, the slaps.
I didn't realize. I also didn't realize the Uso splash. They also point to the sky.
I
didn't notice that till I saw an image of it last week.
Yeah, they started doing that now. We the ones before they land the move,
which is also kind of dangerous at the same time.
It's athletic if as long as it lands, Manny. It's dangerous if they don't.
Yeah, if you don't land it properly, you've broken your arm or your fall properly.
Distracted. But yeah, those are really solid opening 30 minutes, I would say, of all this.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I just liked how Gable countered the counter of the ankle lock into a pin and then won the match.
Yes. It was nice. It was smooth. You know what? And I'm also going to say Dawkins was solid in this match too. When did he get a cartwheel?
No, there was something that Dawkins did that bothered me because it didn't necessarily make sense. So following the Dawkins spin splash, he then decides to jump off who was it, Gable, and then run the ropes, which doesn't even seem natural to go that direction from a diagonal into the ropes and then gets caught into a belly to belly. It's just really dumb.
Yeah. I remember that. That was early on in the match, right? When he was just like, I was like, why is he running the ropes?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is awkward. Dawkins doing Dawkins shit.
But Dawkins was great in this match.
Yeah. I thought everybody performed really well. And I'm going to jump ahead. I guess because maybe, if you don't mind, sum up all the Arcade Bro stuff into one segment because it also has some main event in it. I thought the main event tag match should have been a WrestleMania match. This should be Arcade Bro, the tag team champions, versus Seth and Kevin for the tag team title.
I think there was reason as to why it wasn't as long either.
You think they may go that route?
They may go that route because that whole Kevin might not make it to WrestleMania kind of thing. It kind of alludes to that. So I feel like something like that's going to lead that way.
I honestly, as we jumped around to this segment, I love that segment that he may not make WrestleMania, even though he beat Austin Theory.
Look at this, it's a bull. Look at this.
Texas loves me. Texas and I. He said Texas at least 700 times. If there was we could compliment how many times he said Texas.
They say Austin, Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. You might as well say deep in the heart of Kevin.
I won my United States title there. I made my WrestleMania title there. Texas loves me. I love Texas. Don't take Texas away from me. Don't take me away from Texas.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Yeah. I thought that was hilarious, and it planted the seeds that he's probably going to one turn on Seth, and we're going to get a rematch at Mania.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that either. So Levi said, apparently GOD are free agents. I really wanted to read that as God. Do you think they'd be good assets to the Raw Tags division? They would.
If you did read that as God, Manny, Vince McMahon has finally released God after all these years.
They would be, but like Vince don't like tag wrestling.
Yeah. Here's where the only benefit of them coming to WWE is to align them with Mr. Finn Balor.
And then they haven't really done that. They had numerous occasions where they could have done anything like that when they had Gallows and Anderson. They did it for 2 weeks and that was over when they were with Balor, and then they spent time with AJ, but they realized they were done with that too.
If anything, this is definitely an AEW Impact Wrestling situation. Who's going to scoop them up? They've already been wrestling for Impact, so I can see them ending up there or AEW. I do not see them with them. Although
I do think
they give Balor a lot.
I do think that they should stop pandering to this Bullet Club stuff because it's a bit dated now. Yeah,
it is old. It's old, but I think if you're reading some of the as they say, the real Bullet Club or whatever, as everybody keeps claiming they're the real Bullet Club, I think Fillon and GLD would be nice. And if you put AJ in there, you put those four together.
Yeah.
Or if you want to even go to Roman Haku and the family, you can do the Blood Dynasty. They're somehow all related, I believe. I think somehow the bloodline got bigger.
So we get MVP introducing Bobby Lashley in the Paul Heyman shtick, and then I don't like this nice smiling, being friendly to the fans, Bobby Lashley. No, I want the monster.
He's the hometown hero.
I don't care, Marcus. I want the monster. I want the guy that's got veins coming out of everywhere. You're too relaxed. I saw no veins this week.
So this is what my question was. I can't tell right now, currently, the way he's been portrayed on TV. Is Bobby a heel or face? Because celebrating the way he's celebrated the victory over Brock Lesnar, I still think he's a heel. Because
he's a heel.
That wasn't an honorable victory at all.
it's heel moves because you're also complaining about defending your title in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
So I think he's still a heel.
Yeah. He was still in a good move, but I think he's still a heel. Like, I was still going like, are they faces right now? They're playing up to this crowd. The crowd loves them in Denver, apparently. Who knew? Who knew that hometown hero Bobby Lashley? This was a homecoming.
I thought he was from Washington. I didn't think he was from Colorado.
No, he's from. They were always advertised Boulder, Colorado. That's where he's actually originally from. And I was shocked. I was shocked about his reaction. Like, it was like watching CM Punk come home on a very smaller scale, I guess.
Yeah, and then they claim Brock winning the title at Elimination Chamber and challenging Roman Reigns for title at WrestleMania is pure fantasy. And Lashley hopes it comes down to him and Brock so he can pin him one more time. And it's not him being locked in the chamber with Brock. It's Brock being locked in the chamber with him.
Yeah, I wanted to come down to these last two. I don't know who I want to win in this one. I want Bobby to beat Brock Lesnar in the cage, but I also want the unification of those titles, just so we can stop this nonsense of this split brand. Stop it.
I don't know where they're going with this. Where I think they're going with AJ is I think AJ might be the new United States champion because he was in a championship contenders match and he might have given Priest his best match since 2020 with Finn Balor.
So, dude, yeah, this was a really good match, by the way. Not to overlook AJ and Priest, and probably the best phenomenal 4-0 take I've seen in a long time because it was smooth and Priest just bumped really well for it. And I really liked it. I enjoyed the match. I'm glad we didn't get any of that Damien nonsense or him being angry.
Oh, we got some at the end.
Yeah, but it wasn't, what cost him the match or anything. It's like, oh, God, he's talking up Damien's coming out. Now, here's my question. Because on the, I'm blanking on his name. The AJ interview.
Oh, Ryan Satin.
Ryan Satin. Yeah. He, him and Edge want to have this match. Has Edge ever been United States champion? I can't recall.
Let's have a look.
I don't know if he has or not. And if he hasn't, I think that would be the catalyst to get this AJ versus Edge going, in which Edge goes, I've never been United States title champion. And that's kind of stopping me from having every title in all of WWE. I've had all these other titles.
He has.
It's over.
He's won it when he was when it was the WCW United States Championship.
Oh, is that canon still? Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Well, maybe they just fight for the United States title at WrestleMania anyway.
Possibly. Like, it doesn't need it, but I don't think they're doing. Yeah, they're not really doing anything with Damian Priest either. So
yeah,
maybe it is time to put the title on someone more credible.
And I feel like AJ would do open challenges and it'd be fun, exciting, and stuff.
Yeah,
I like Priest, and I think he's a solid United States champion. But I'd rather see AJ if AJ can't have the WWE Championship, which I think would be nice if he won the Chamber. And then we go and maybe Edge and Styles, and that's a complete 180 from where we are with any of these characters.
No, I like Priest, but I understand he needed a gimmick and something to get him a bit more over. But this isn't it. This kind of light and dark though is dumb.
Yeah. Levi said, "Isn't Priest in a tag team with Bad Bunny? If they plan on using Bad Bunny at WrestleMania."
I don't see why you would. As you said, his schedule doesn't permit it.
Yeah, I believe he's touring that day, and it would be very difficult. I think they said for him to be like, "Oh, do a match and then go for the next night" or something like that.
Marcus, you got a little bit of feedback.
Here we go. What happened? Is it better?
Yeah.
Stupid. I think Priest is just gonna end up in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yeah, he could be. That's what could happen.
He might win it, but I think that's where he ends up.
So we move on to Miz TV with the Mysterios. He makes the claim that Edge, Eddie, use underhanded tactics and get celebrated, yet he gets called a cheater when it happens.
It's facts.
There's a Brian Saxton logic.
Yeah. But it was facts. It was facts. You know, he just did what Eddie Guerrero did all those years ago, and May did it better because that fall looked legit. I thought I saw Rey Mysterio grab that ankle at the time of it happening.
It misstates that Dominic is a lot taller than Ray. Are you sure you're not Eddie's son? And clearly touched the nerve.
Yep. He had to jump in his face at that moment. I had to. I gotta whip your ass right there. How dare you?
Which leads into a very much a non-match between The Miz and Dominic. when Maurice gets thrown out for grabbing a leg, Ray does the same, and then Dom gets a roll-up win.
I have never seen, and this isn't a shot at AEW, but it is also a shot. This is something they do in WWE that's just a little bit better than AEW, in which you visually see stuff and you can see like the Maurice grabbing of that ankle was so blatant in the camera that you saw that Maurice, you see the ref, you see the ankle, you see everything that happened. Not to say all the other camera flaws they have on the show, but this one was blatant. We're making sure we get this shot. And I was like, oh man, you got to DQ him or throw her out for that. And the referee immediately did it. And you see everything. You see everybody's reaction at the same time. A lot of times in AEW, it's not either stuff isn't explained or it's not visually clear what just happened.
Yeah.
And this was visually like well shot. Like, I was like, you're out of control. But I think that to make this Mysterio Miz feud important, which you're going to go so far, is that Dominic has to turn on his daddy.
He's not.
They want to go to Hollywood.
I feel like they don't want to
Hollywood.
Yeah, I feel like they don't want to do it. I need it to happen.
Yeah, he needs to go to Hollywood and let the Miz be his mouthpiece. I'll talk for you and all that. I'm your agent. We're going to Hollywood. You're gonna be in the next Marine. All that other stuff, and just lying to him, gassing him up.
Some stuff that didn't necessarily need to happen. Dana friend zoning Reggie as she kisses him on the cheek, and Reggie doesn't know where he needs to go. Veer states he cannot be contained much longer.
Hey, more power to Veer. More power to Veer. He had that deer behind him too that he looked like he hunted and killed. I'm 100% behind this Veer character never showing up, but I enjoy this. I enjoy it every week.
I don't think necessarily the Bianca Belair versus Nikki Ash match needed to happen because Bianca pretty much squashes Nikki because Nikki didn't get any notable offense from what I can see.
So I thought Bianca was going to lose this match the way she was, she was selling the leg, and they already messed up the spot where she was supposed to trip up and then get caught up, and they did it again. And I was like, oh, Bianca's going to lose this match, and then she was like, no, I just went through it with one leg and beat her, and I was like, good times. I didn't want that.
I'm just going to point out, Nikki Ash has phenomenal teeth.
So we're in the teeth game. Where do you rank her? Who's number one? Is it Roman number one?
Yeah, Roman's number one. But everyone notices Roman's teeth. It's the first thing people notice when he returned.
Well, they were so much different. They like sharp. Just look like chompers.
I mean, if we started making money from this show, I'd get my teeth done.
Oh yeah. Teeth done.
Perfect smile. I smile more.
And I'll lift up my cheekbones just a little bit. Get some of that plastic surgery. Bigger lips. Tummy tuck.
Marcus, I'm telling you now, I'm getting hair. I'm getting hair.
Hair transplant. And I'm going to clone myself to do the show. So I can do the show in peace instead of the clone of me to go to work. Go to work, clone. Go to work. My life would be that movie Multiplicity.
So we move on to one of the other matches of the night, Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory. You got Seth Rollins hyping up Kevin in the back in a magnificent silver Gucci tracksuit.
Yeah, just gassing him up. You're my best friend, Kevin. I would never lie to you, and all this, and you're the greatest, and people love you. And
Kevin's whole idea was if he beats Austin Theory tonight, he'll get put into the Elimination Chamber. But no one stated that this was going to happen.
Yeah.
He's just relying on complete faith that this would happen.
He's like, "There's justice. There's justice." No, Vince. That's Vince's new son. That is Vince's new son. He's fired his own son, and his other son had a heart attack and disappeared.
Do you think that's what they were really going to go for? Because I thought that would have been a good idea. Shane versus Austin Theory.
Yeah,
Mania.
Elevated Theory. It would have been a nice match. They probably would have did some physicality, kendo sticks and falling off stuff. It'd be nice. And if Theory would have do that Spanish fly he does where he bounces off the springboard in another location from a high location on Shane, instant megastar WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
But I would still hope Vince and Shane can work this out and incorporate the shit from the Rumble. Just of Shane trying to manipulate numbers, and we can go back to Austin's Theory bad number, and Vince going, "I didn't even give my real son a good number. No, he got number 3. I had no control over that. You can't do it." And then he attacks him with a chair. I'm all for Shane coming out of the crowd as the Mr. as what's going on, and that would work. That would work.
Levi thought it was Shane versus Seth. It was also Shane versus Brock, Shane versus whoever.
Yeah, Shane was just trying to get on the show.
Shane wanted to go from number 1 to be finally eliminated by Brock Lesnar and all this nonsense.
Yeah, so I did the Shane and Seth make no sense. Theory and Shane is the feud, and it's just imagine a segment in which he's giving Vince saying, "You're like the son I never had," and then it's just him saying it, and then you have Shane come out just attacking us "I'm supposed to be your son, Daddy." Banging on the table. And then you can see security, "Get this crazy man out of here." "I have no son." I've been screaming out or something like that, all dramatic.
Yeah, and I still want to know what's in that lockbox, Shane. Yeah. I still want to know what's in that I want to know what's in that lockbox.
I need him to show up on Dynamite with the lockbox. It's I am going to unveil the lockbox.
So we have Lita and Becky Lynch. So Becky says she's internally grateful for everything Lita had done for her, and that if there was no Lita, there'd be no Becky Lynch.
Wow.
And then states how hurtful it is for one person she looked up to try and take everything away from her. I've given up everything. Friends gone. People gone. And I will get rid of you too, Lita.
Yes. Becky was on some Saturday morning cartoon evil villain shit. This was almost like Star Wars-y, in which I've killed them all. Okay, I killed all the younglings. Now it's just you, Obi-Wan Kenobi, where I will strike down. You're only a master of evil, Bex.
So basically, this ends in a scrap after Lita saying she's the underdog and thanks to people. And then Lita eventually hitting Twist of Fate and the moonsault, which actually wasn't a bad moonsault.
Io Shirai. Yeah, Io. The first person I thought about, I hope she lands this, and I hope she ends up okay and doesn't injure herself. That was what I was going in my head. And then when she landed, I just looked over to the imaginary Io Shirai in my house. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Lita's 60. Lita is 60. Why can't you do this?
Why are you holding young Japanese women hostage in your home?
Isn't that what you do with Japanese women? It's weird shit. It's Japanese. I watch way too much Japanese porn, I guess.
Riho, go away!
Get out of here. It's not the time. It's not the time. Sheeta, go. I'm trying. What's the magic girl? I forgot her name.
What magic girl?
From AEW. I'm on there. The one who was dancing.
Oh, I don't. The one that was dressed in green and orange, and I can't remember that one.
Yeah. Damn it. Just get out of here. But come back tonight. You're not a hostage. Okay? You're not a hostage, and tell people that, all right? Tell people you're not a hostage. Not in my house.
So we move on to Liv Morgan versus Doudrop. These two had another decent match.
Yeah. And Dewdrop is my favorite. You know how we always talk about the best big man in the game? I'm going to give that title. I'm going to give that title to Dewdrop.
Best big man in the game.
Best big person in the game.
Ahead of all the other best big people in the game.
Ahead of all the other best big people in the game as of this week. And I feel like she did good work. She gave me my favorite probably Liv Morgan match, in which I didn't know which way it was going. And then she squashed Liv Morgan at the end.
I'm trying to think of other big people. Is she better than Keith Lee? Heavily rumored to be appearing on AEW Dynamite tomorrow.
Currently, Keith Lee is out the game, so therefore, Dewdrop is ahead of him.
Who else is considered the best? Omos,
yes. She got to beat.
Veer.
He's coming. He's not in the game yet.
I didn't mean Veer. I meant Shanky.
Oh, better than Shanky and I almost said Fire Horizon, but Aziz. Commander Aziz.
Anyone could be better than Commander Aziz.
Honestly, I forgot all about Apollo until I said of Commander Aziz. I was like, Apollo is still in this company.
What other big men are there?
There's a few, Wardlow, I guess he counts. I mean, the AEW big men aren't that big, like Luchasaurus and Wardlow, with Billy Gunn's like their big guy. But I'm going to get right now as it stands. Dewdrop is my Bam Bam Bigelow Award / my Big Van Vader Award / my Big Boss Man Award.
Big Boss Man Award. Wes is in the chat. Has Chad Gable had one crazy journey, making the best of what he's given from American Alpha to Alpha Academy? He would be in my top 5 draft picks today. He's not. He's a sleeper pick.
Yeah,
people sleep on him. He's actually really talented.
He's been really good for a long time, and now he gets to do what Vince like, and that's be a comedic genius instead of like you were a great wrestler, but now he's like just hilarious now.
Apparently,
he's Kurt Angle.
Apparently, he's not got long left on his contract either. I think.
I thought his contract was up and he renewed a while back ago.
I don't know.
Everybody thought he was going to quit.
Yeah, I thought everyone thought he was going to go chill with FTR or.
I thought that was last year's story, right?
Yeah, that was last year's story.
Right? Lose, and then he re-upped, and I think this is where we are right now. Maybe it's in his contract that he gets used more.
Thank you.
Shorty G is out. Don't boo education. I graduated with a 4.0 GPA. It's nice. It's just so good, and he has to go win the award for like most improved position over the year. From Shorty G to where he's at right now is a complete 180.
I would still say he made Shorty G kind of work. Like it was garbage.
No one likes Shorty G.
No one liked it, but he made something of it. Like he made he made it the best it could have been.
I guess. If you want to give people credit for being Shorty G, go ahead, Manny. But I will not.
So we get towards the main event where it's Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins. Randy's in the back telling Riddle to stay focused in this match in the back, but Riddle has dreams of being the WWE champion and also the tag champions with Randy.
So Randy explains this, and then Riddle walks away and comes back and re-explains the exact same thing, which made me laugh. I'm like, it's so stupid. It's great.
And then these two were having a great match till Kevin Owens decided to get involved.
Yeah. For no reason, right? It was no reason other than his plan of not, or after being told he wasn't going to be, after being nattied, and told he wasn't going to make WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, but he got nattied early.
Yeah.
Natty gets told on the day.
Yeah, we bumped your match. I'm sure she's getting told this year too as well. But yeah, so and they turned into what I feel like should be one of the key matches of WrestleMania. The tag match between RK Bro versus Kevin and Seth.
Yeah. It was a solid match. It was a solid end segment to end Raw.
Yeah, I thought Raw overall was a fantastic show that no one probably watched because even though they did advertise it's going to be on Sci-Fi due to the Olympics multiple times throughout the last show.
Free, I thought it was going to be worse. I honestly thought, you know what? An hour commercial free means you're adding 20 minutes of this
Yeah.
I don't think I could deal with the 20 minutes.
They didn't just do an hour commercial free. They went an hour and 15 minutes commercial free to start this show. Technically, I do like through the 2K commercial in there, some NXT stuff, some shop, some Instagram top moments, and all these other random video packages and stuff. But they went from hour one straight into the Miz, and the Miz segment did end to about 15 minutes in the hour. I was like, shit. Damn it.
I saw the download for this, and it was like 2 hours and a half, and I was like, oh. What? I was like, oh.
Yeah. Wes asks, is Dewdrop on the King Mabel? She might be at Viscera level. Might be on Viscera.
She's above that.
Big Daddy V?
Yeah, she's above that.
Oh, wow.
The only one I don't think she's ever above in the iterations of Viscera is Big Daddy V. The world's largest love machine.
Yeah.
Where it's still unexplained why Charlie Haas and Viscera laughed so hard when they knocked Lillian Garcia off the apron.
That was when he was wrestling in pajamas, right?
Yeah. And he would hump his victims.
Yeah. We should do that with Pokemon, or not Pokemon, the crossover wrestling Pokemon, their final forms. Like you could have Papa Shango, who turned into Kama the Supreme Fight Machine to the Godfather. We should do the Pokemon final forms with everybody. Or you can even do it with Steve Austin, Stunning Steve, Ringmaster, Stone Cold Steve Austin. We really had to trade him up. I really had to go somewhere.
Yeah, we could do that. It could be a PowerPoint.
That would be amazing.
That would be a PowerPoint of us just on the side reviewing it.
We should do the image. Who's that? Who's that Pokemon at the end of every episode? And they give a lesson. This will evolve into Big Daddy V, and then this, and then this. Oh shit. Are you in agreement that the best big man in the game, as we call it, is no longer the best big person in the game, and that it's called the Big Boss Man Award? Who has the Big Boss Man Award?
I don't think you could ever really call the Big Boss Man the best big man in the game.
Manny, I need you to go back and watch the Big Boss Man footage. The more you watch him, the more you're like, he was good for a big. He was so limber. He was ahead of his time. That's the problem with Boss Man. Is that he was fighting all these slow dudes, and he was this big, athletic big man. Like, he moved just as fast as, I was going to say Luchasaurus, but he's a lot faster than that. Like, he moves like Damian Priest, probably, would be the equivalent to how he was moving and stuff. And it was like, oh, man, he was good.
I'm telling you now, people are sleeping on one of the other best big men in the game.
Who's that?
Big Dave Mastiff.
Oh yeah, in NXT UK, that place doesn't exist. It's a void in Vince McMahon's mind. Until we know it. Even though I watched him this week with he was teaming with Jack Stars?
Yeah.
Against somebody. I forgot who they were fighting. They're fighting what's that black tag team? I forget their name. Something Smith.
Something Ashton
Smith.
Ashton Smith and the other guy.
Yeah. Who was a really good tag. They was a solid match, and I was like, Dave Mastiff is being slept on.
Ashton Smith is the guy from Manchester, and the other one acts like he's a yardie.
Yeah. I don't know. They don't actually have a name, but they're a solid tag team. And I thought it was a solid match between them this week. And Dave Mastiff just falls into the category of Joe Coffey and basically the Coffey brothers and Dave Mastiff. Yeah. And they get blurred in together because they're big dudes.
So we're done with Raw, but we've got some comments from Wes. So Wes says, looking forward to NXT tonight to see what Trick, Mello, Drago and his partner get into tonight. Drago?
You mean Idris Adofe and Malik Blade? Draco has nothing to do with it. Draco just lost last week, and I don't know if we're going to see him again.
Plus, not a fan of Kaylee Ray. Is she too skinny for you?
Too much solid muscle on the bone. And you can't root for Kaylee Ray against Mandy.
They didn't do enough
toxic attraction
up for me to care about it. It's just true.
It's true. She just chasing it around. She has no real reason to do anything. It's like, what if Sting was a Raven lunatic? Basically, we've got that already.
It's true,
but I'm okay.
I mean, I've been watching since NXT UK, so I'm kind of sold. Like I know she can have good matches, and she's had great matches with Doudrop.
Yeah, she is still the forever champ, but I don't think she's a competitive. I mean, not competitive, but a person to take the title off of Mandy at this current moment.
In America, she's not the person to be putting a title on.
Right
and
now,
that sounds harsh. That sounds harsh, but like she doesn't have the look of man. Like if you looked at Mandy, you would say Mandy's still a champion when you look at that. But and then also Kaylee Ray doesn't speak American, so it's not easy to understand. She speaks with a full-blown Scottish accent, which is a lot difficult to understand.
She is the hardest one.
Yeah,
Drew or Doudrop or I forgot someone else. I forget the other one, but she's the hardest to understand. But who do you feel will take the title off Mandy at this point? Who in NXT? And I think they're building toward Cora Jade, but I don't think I think they just have a bad match. I don't think I care enough.
I don't think you could. She's too skinny.
Yeah,
like Kaylee Ray is skinny, but like there's age with that skinny. You know, in there's experience.
There's height too. Cora Jade is like 5 foot nothing, maybe.
Cora Jade is small, very skinny. You saw how small she was when Raquel was throwing her around last week on NXT.
Yeah. I honestly, the only way I see Mandy lose that title if Gigi turns on Mandy and goes for the title.
Yeah, I would see that. Wes said Wardlow is the best big man in the game. He's only fighting jobbers. Oh wait, Priest versus Wardlow versus Karrion Kross. I would have Priest win.
Yeah. I go Priest. Although I would, there's a good argument for Wardlow. I just don't have a personality per se for Wardlow. Like the MJF Wardlow feud, I don't actually see being good because I don't know what Wardlow can say. Like it's gonna be a one-sided mic, right? Yeah,
they don't give him much to say anyway. Lash Legend has been getting better every week on 205 Live. I would agree. She is actually getting better.
You're still watching athletic. 205 Live?
Yeah.
This is disgusting. When it was good, no one would watch it. You wouldn't watch it. I couldn't convince you or Eric to watch it.
Guess how long matches are? Guess how long matches are now on 205 Live?
5 minutes. 5
Like
minutes.
3 minutes at most?
Yeah. You got 2 minutes and 5 seconds to put away your opponent.
Yeah. So what I've got to do when I sometimes just watch it on YouTube is I speed that shit up even faster.
Savage.
But yeah, she has been getting better. But it's interesting because you say you're watching the new crop of wrestlers. It's interesting to watch 205 Live. Because the ones that they're like throwing vignettes and stuff for on NXT, you're also seeing them on 205 Live in squash matches and stuff. But you see something there.
Yeah,
but like I'm not going out of my way to watch it. It's like if I'm bored, I'll chuck it on. It's not like the way AEW are expecting you to tune into Dark and Elevation.
But it's the equivalent to the same thing. Like, oh, okay. But back to you want to go back to the Nikita
Lane. No, you give her the respect she deserves. That Nikita Lyons should not be on NXT. Her costume looked like it was fresh off a porn set. Yep, agreed.
NXT is the edge of your brand. It's the edge of your brand. Am I correct? Is Dolph Ziggler fighting Braun Breaker tonight?
No, I don't think so.
Because he's called him out and
he called him out. He said he made
the challenge.
He Dolph said that he's free.
Yeah.
But it's not been promoted anywhere.
Yeah, and I support Dolph Ziggler showing up because NXT's rating is gonna be boo tonight. They need to do something to get people to just randomly tune in to that show.
Dolph should be someone that they should be considering to move down to NXT to work with these kids.
He'll make everybody look great.
Yeah,
like that's what he does better than anything. And you know what? At the same time, he can move Bobby Roode too.
The thing is, a lot of these people would be great to help this younger generation because they need to know what it's like on the main roster rather than rather than working this NXT thing, like what AJ Styles said in that interview. If you have got time, go watch that AJ Styles thing on the WWE on Fox YouTube channel, where it's Ryan Satin interviewing AJ Styles for half an hour, where he's talked about there's different rules in NXT in comparison to the main roster, and he just wants to be able to help them. And I think by sending more people down to work with them, they'll get a quicker grasp of what it's like to be up on that main roster and not get shell shocked when they get up there.
Yeah, I mean, I think this interview was like an awakening of it was a state of the union, the current WWE product, because AJ's kind of in the middle of all this.
Yeah,
with his NXT journey, and like he does say it's his idea. It was his idea to go down to NXT and work with Grayson Waller and some of these guys to help them prepare for the main roster. And I believe that's kind of what the goal is right now of NXT, is to have them ready for what Vince wants. So when they go up, I didn't order this.
Yeah, I think they're looking at a new era. Like we're kind of bordering out of this PG era.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at this like new refresh kind of era. I don't know what to call it yet, but like you saw this coming out of the birth of the Attitude Era and then the Ruthless Aggression era, where there was birth of new stars, but it hasn't been that new birth. Like you could say the NXT era kind of with Seth, Roman, Mox, even Kevin Owens, Sammy. But after that, who do you call on?
Yeah. Again, like I've said before, this is the rebuilding year of WWE. Yeah. This is what I believe their goal is right now with NXT and everything. Is like we need to get the next guy, and we need to build them, and we can't rely on all these indie stars because that hasn't worked for us anyway.
But do you know what the problem about this is? And it's the fans. If the fans don't get behind this and don't get behind these new stars, because they're still supporting the old stars or the indie stars, that's it. There's nowhere else to go.
Yep. That's the fickle wrestling verse right there. It's where we're at as wrestling fans of. I don't want to see Goldberg no more. I'm so sorry of this. But we're trying to build up this other people. I don't want to see NXT.
Yeah.
And then like if you do like, oh, you don't want to watch NXT, I cut all these guys from NXT. And I'm talking about Black and Gold NXT. I don't want, they can bring them up. Oh, it's great, but stop. Vince don't like it. They're trying to find that medium of who the next stars are. And again, I think they're looking. I would look like I think they're looking. It's more 5 years in advance where we're going to be at. Because if you look at the AEW standpoint, all their stars are going to be old. Like they're going to be in their 40s. They're all going to be in their 40s.
Do you want some breaking
news? They use all these cropped guys. They're all in their 20s. Go ahead, break them.
The next person on Broken Skull Sessions,
Hall
of Famer Ron Simmons.
Yes.
Damn.
So, Manny, I should have known because I was thinking about Broken Skull Sessions, Black History Month. He's already had Booker T. It's Ron Simmons' turn, and I think it's the perfect person for Austin to want to put on there too because he has so much respect for Ron, and they always bring it up like every single episode with some random wrestler from the past. They always go, "Oh, Ron Simmons did this, Ron Simmons did that."
So I would say I watched in the next load of Raw is Retros coming up. I believe we just watched the birth of the Dam. Marcus knows what's coming up. The rest of you don't.
And Slim was born. Well, it was his infancy stage where you see it conceived at this very moment, and then the rest of it is like, oh, he does this 20 years down the line.
Yeah.
Or 10 years down the line.
So that is the end of today's show. There may be a show on Thursday. If there is a show and Marcus is in the chair, it may be the hater. We just have to clear that with him.
Yeah, we haven't even talked to the hater about that.
What other things are coming up? Next week, there's a watch along of the Saudi show. I don't know what it's called. Is it still called Crown Jewel?
No, it's called Elimination Chamber.
Oh, yeah.
It's just called that. It's just the Elimination Chamber taking place. It's all right, Manny. We all have brave hearts.
Yeah, so we're doing a watch along of that. There will be no Saturday show, but we will cover whatever happens on SmackDown. I'm guessing, I'm pretty sure SmackDown is taped for next week anyway. If they got to fly over
they're taping it all Friday.
They're taping back to back on Friday.
Yeah, this Friday, they're taking back to back.
Okay, so Friday will be a tape show, so we'll briefly cover what happens on it. I don't think anything major is going to happen on Rampage either, but we can briefly cover that.
Are you 2 weeks in advance, or are you which way are you talking about? Because I think Rampage is going to have their debuting wrestler wrestle on Dynamite and then again on Rampage.
I don't know. Next week is a very different. It's a very strange recording.
Yeah, but you know what? We just subscribe, and you wouldn't have issues of when we perform because you know, oh, it's a new episode of the Show Hub. You don't have to worry about, oh no, I missed the show, because you can't miss if you subscribe, and you'd be like, oh, what? Marcus and Manny are talking about this Monday Night Raw that I didn't think they were going to talk about. They're talking about the quiz show, Becky and Lita and Seth and Kevin and all that. Bang! I subscribed. I didn't miss a beat. Or I caught the latest episode of Raw's Retro and I get to relive the glory days of wrestling and realize that they're not that glorious as I remember. Oh, wow.
I mean, go back and rewatch if you haven't yet of the last one, which Marcus features on, of the epic dumpster drop.
There are people in there!
And our take on it was incredible. And Ross does a fantastic job hosting that.
Yeah. Shout out to Ross. Shout out to the Sharpie team. We're all doing the damn thing. We're all individual projects. I have a question, Manny.
Yeah.
The race series. Is there a part 3?
There is. It's just I'm doing too much. I forget that I have other things that I need to finish.
Okay. I thought
realistically, we need to record our bits.
You can leave me out of it. As a black man in America, you know my stance. This is racist bullshit.
But at this point, I may just tie them into one video. Because it is very difficult to tie in all these, all the 5 questions. So the last one might just be all the remaining 3 questions into one. It is a very difficult topic, but I should try and get them out.
By the way,
it did start in the UK Black History Month when I started this project, and now we're into the American Black History Month.
And all of a sudden, I hear the Sonic's about to drown in his game.
That's literally how it feels sometimes when we're pushing out content for you. Like, we've got a lot on, and we've got a lot on in the works as well.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the next project. I don't know if it's going to be successful or even done properly, but should be excited. Maybe you'll see a poster this weekend when I say coming soon. Like, it'd be like beer coming soon.
I mean, that's what that feels like with the rest of my races wrestling series. like
your racist wrestling series. What are you, Joe Rogan in wrestling? I'm joking. I don't think Joe Rogan's a racist. I just wanted to say I just felt like he's the target right now.
Yeah, it's just this best of series took a lot. I did take a break over Christmas, and then I just haven't really been doing anything. We did do a lot of shows in January. Yeah.
Also, to respond to Levi, I believe he has something about Winnie Chu. I like Winnie Chu. She's nothing but a female version of Orange Cassidy, basically. But I take more serious in the ring now that I know she has an elbow drop. And the leg hug is a very good defense tactic.
Yeah, you can't jump on Wendy Chu when you talk about the same Orange Cassidy in the same sentence.
I think there's a lot of good gimmicks in NXT 2.0.
Sometimes you just have to get down with comedy gimmicks. Like, Santino was a great comedy gimmick, and I'm glad his daughter got signed, and I hope they sign Santino and they continue the bloodline.
I need NXT 2.0 to Santino and his daughter, and him trying to give her advice on how to be a wrestler similar to Ray and Dominic, but he's so bad at it. Oh my God, how did you do this? I'm so happy. Like him playing the father who's kind of inept would be amazing. It'd be like watching Michael Scott, the dad, in the office, just like.
Yeah, so that is the end of the show. Make sure you follow all our links. If you could help us out by either donating to the Sharpshooters on our website, www.thesharpshooters.com.
Oh my God, you're drunk. You're drunk.
Or just share our links. Share our links out there. Like take this link of the show on YouTube, post it on your Instagram, post it on your Twitter, post it on your Facebook. Help us out.
But West's future hurt business is too good to be true, and that would never happen. Bobby Lashley, Trick Mello, and Hook.
You add Hook. What is Hook? This is the new Nation Domination. Hook's Owen Hart.
No, but Hook would fit right in that group. 5 foot nothing. Just who's this white guy hanging out these black guys? He's the most dangerous one. He's the most dangerous one.
Bobby ain't got a patience to hang around with Trick Williams.
Trick, sit down. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you.
Bobby will slap him off camera, and then you'll just see camera of him crying. What happened?
Trick's just in the corner.
I thought we're boys.
I was just told to keep my mouth shut. I was told to keep my mouth shut, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, don't ask me anything. I'm not going to say nothing about nothing. Keep my mouth shut. It hurts. That really fucking hurted, Bobby. From all these people, you just hit me in the face. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up, though. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up.
You know it would happen, though.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It'd just be like, ooh. And Mello like, I told you not to say nothing. I told you to shut the fuck up.
You know it would happen. That's the worst part about it. You just know. And he's sitting there like crying.
Clicks those tissue at him. Clean yourself up.
Hook wouldn't do anything. Hook's too cool.
Just look at. He just throw tissue at him like, clean yourself up.
Do you know what, Marcus? Toupee Tuesday. Good hook wig.
Where it's just all over the place.
Yeah, I think you just have to type in Edward Scissorhands and then find that wig.
It's everywhere. Handsome, cold-hearted devil.
Yeah, so stay tuned. We may tweet stuff out, so follow the Sharpies Network, and we might tweet out the schedule, what's actually happening on Thursday. So we'll be back, possibly Thursday, maybe. Can't do it when I have to press the button.
Randy Orton, look.